Welcome back to the channel, y'all. I hope you guys are ready for another exciting Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour tournament coming up here on Monday. Heavy hitters. This is going to be a fun one. It's definitely going to be a fun one. The select few who've made it to this specialized event will compete for some big money and for some big fish catches. And we're headed to Caney Creek and Bussey Break in Monroe, Louisiana. A couple little things different. Heavy hitters, so money's distributed by big fish, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000. And then the groups are split, so Group A 25,000, Group B 25,000, so on and so forth. So really excited for this one. This is every fish counts, and it's also got a variable minimum. Caney Creek's got 2 pounds, Bussey Break's got 3 pounds. So we'll see if anybody goes for the lots of fish strategy or not. Let's recap last week's tournament on Lake Murray. My God, what an exciting tournament. That blue-black herring spawn and the way they caught them and just railed on them in the mornings was freaking nuts, right? So exciting to watch. Some old school just chunk and wind, and just seeing all the different techniques and different cadences on the guys that got on that bite was a pretty cool deal. I didn't fare too well in my picks for the tournament. I ended up in 5,434th place with 469 pounds and 14 ounces. I'm finding that this year it is the weight differences that set you apart is minor. It's tight. Everything's a close race. So in this format, you almost have to be like dead on your picks for your guys. It's just crazy. I ended up with 2 anglers on championship day, and I was that far back. Congratulations to Anthony Gagliardi, who won that event. Well played tournament. It was exciting to watch him through the whole time, and I really got a new respect for a lot of these guys between this one and the Open, Bassmaster Open that just happened. Watching them compete on water while other tournaments are going on at the same time, just unreal to watch how they manage all that and manage their time and manage their spots and manage their fish. It's just unreal. It's mind-blowing for me, probably unfathomable. I don't know if I could do what they do, at least not yet. Maybe in the future if I can ever get time to get the practice in. But so some cool stats about this place. So Heavy Hitters hasn't visited here, but we did visit these 2 lakes one other time in 2022, and it was early, January-ish time, February-ish time, so it was really early, cold weather months. You know, down here in Texas in the south, those cold weather months are some of the best times, if you know what you're doing and know where you're going. I don't, to catch these huge big bass. You know, I see it through the Facebook groups and YouTube here in Texas. It's just, that's the time. And uniquely enough, there is 9 anglers that placed in the top 10, top 11 at that stop in 2022 that are in the Heavy Hitters this year. Those anglers are Bradley Roy, Alton Jones, Jordan Lee, Brian Thripp, Randy Howell, Mark Daniels Jr., Jacob Wheeler, Edwin Evers tied for 9th, and Mark Davis was in 11th. And they're all in this Heavy Hitters. So they have, I wouldn't say history, but they have experience here. There's a difference between experience and history. And so, I mean, some of it's history. When I think of history, I think of a spot you've been to multiple times. You have huge confidence in there, maybe a little lazax in your your processing and thinking of that spot. These guys have only been here one other time, so they have experience. I don't consider it history. So I would say any one of those 9 guys would be a good pick for this event coming up. And I got 2, 4, 5, 6 of them in my picks that I'll think will do really, really good for this tournament coming up. Heavy hitters, just cool, you know, no points, it's all about the glory. So like I was saying, they have experience here, but they do not have history. History takes time, and they don't have a whole lot of time, that they do have a little bit of experience here. So I think picking from the top 10 of the last tournament means they broke that down. It was a different time of year, but they broke that down. They kind of have an idea, a little bit of a little 1 or 2 little puzzle pieces, but not the whole puzzle. So from there, let's look at some of the other things like Fantasy Insider are mentioning for this event coming up. And they got Wheeler and Eber, they got Howell, Shryock, and Burge and Elton Jones Jr. So, and they have their reasons here that they state. It's just mainly professional stats and kind of everything that's going on with that there. They, you know, Zach Burge has made quite a few of these, if not all of these heavy hitter events, I believe. So he has the skill to catch big bass. That's how these guys get here. So any one of you guys that pick this, they're known for their knack of catching big fish. So it's just gonna basically come down to time of year, weather, and who can put the rest of the puzzle pieces together. So let's look at the weather that we got coming in for Monroe, Louisiana. We have, starting on Monday, we have the small cold front moving in. Temperatures drop from mid-70s to upper 60s, and they stay in those upper 60s through low 70s all the way through Saturday, the end of the tournament. They're calling for a mix of sun, clouds, rain, scattered thunderstorms, partial rain days in the morning and in the afternoons. Winds look to be northeast, northwest from, let's say, 8 to 15 throughout the whole week. It's variable. So not the toughest conditions in the world. It's been pretty stable down here in the south for a little bit, and you know, temperatures rising here in Texas. We got a cold front coming through this weekend here. That will be, doesn't look like it's going to be affecting them as much as it is here. We're 82 today. We're going to be 56 here on Sunday, and I don't see where that translates in their weather forecast there. So it must be this cold front's going to dip and then go way back north quickly. So that's good for them, because that gives them, it's going to give them variable pressures, but I always find the fishing to be better when you have a little bit of something going on in the weather systems, light rain, you know, cloudy with a little bit of wind, things of those natures. So I think this is going to play to a lot of these anglers' advantages. So the last puzzle piece these guys got to really put together is knowing their bass, knowing their movements, time of year, and where these big bass are going to be. I would dare say these big bass are probably post-spawn right now. I think down here in Louisiana we should be all past pre-spawn stuff. So, and I think spawn is going to be tapering out for the most part. At least these bigger females that I know, these guys in these double digits that they're going to be going for. So I think we're going to see deeper grass play, offshore play, maybe some big baits come out. If they are suspended on structure out deeper, you could see some forward-facing sonar stuff. we could see, you know, humps, points, things of those natures on channel swings where, you know, threadfin and shad are moving through. If the threadfin and shad, moon phase wise, I don't think we're on a new moon right now. So it'll be a minute before we get a full moon. So I don't know if we'll catch a spawn for those little fishes that these bass love to eat, but doesn't mean they won't be close by. So I know this last Sunday, even though we didn't have a new moon, a lake here in Texas, Bridgeport, had a shad spawn. So it's possible. It's possible if they could catch a shad spawn, maybe we could get some of these bigger girls up shallower. I know Toledo Bend here over the last weekend, they were catching some big giants up shallow on a shad spawn on the clay points there in the Bassmaster Opens. So it's that crazy time of year that, you know, it drives us crazy, but we love it, figuring all this out. So let's get into my picks this week. For Group A, I got Dakota Ebear. He's a Texas guy, southern fisherman. He's a big fish guy. I have high hopes for him in this tournament. My second pick for Group A is Kevin Van Dam. I mean, the guy's hungry. He's always been hungry. He's really great. I think he'll do well. He did well. He was in the top 20, I think, when they were there. So he did fairly well there the last time they were there. It's his going away tour. I expect him, I wish for him to do well, I would say, every tournament. Mark Davis, another, you know, him and Kevin Van Dam kind of in the same boat. Old school, big bass fishing guys. You know, even though this is every fish counts, all the money's won off big bass, and that's where the fame and glory is. So I think these guys are going to play to those strengths there. We got Elton Jones Jr. He won Heavy Hitters here in Texas. I know that's kind of his backyard, but I think he'll do well. His dad did well. His dad did second. But we'll have to see, having the new baby and all the life changes, how he does. You know, I'm kind of rooting for the son to upset the father there. Brian Thrift, he's got momentum. He's another one that did well. He placed fourth last year there. Another, you know, really strong techniques for big bass, and you know, he's got that knowledge and that seasonedness to go out and put that last puzzle piece together. Where are these big bass going to be hiding? And that's basically who my picks are for. So guys, I think, you know, with the conditions available, the guys I think that'll be able to find them and force them to bite. Jacob Wheeler, another great, if they're out suspended, he's great with his electronics. He's great at making them bite. I think he'll do another top 10. He had a top 10 finish here. I think he'll do really well in those aspects. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. He didn't do good at Murray. He's upset with himself. And I've watched these guys for a long time, and he's really hard on himself, and usually the rest of the field pays for it when he comes out swinging. So we're looking for that out of Wheeler. Edwin Evers did really well here too. He tied for 9th in the last tournament here. He was doing good. He was up there in Murray. He's got some good momentum this year. So looking forward to seeing him do well. Jordan Lee, another guy who's good pitching, flipping. If they're in the grass, on the wood, he's a tactician with that stuff. He's a big bass hunter. All these guys are in this. So I picked Jordan Lee for that reasons. In Group B, last guy in Group B is Randy Howell. How can you not pick the guy that caught the 13-pounder the last time they were there, right? So another big bass guy. He caught some of the biggest fish that were to offer there. I think he has a little more lock on that place than the other guys, and I think he'll show out this week. And then my last pick, kind of one of those guys that's always on my picks for Group B is Dustin Connell. As long as it's not a spawning tournament, the man seems to do good wherever he goes. I don't think this will be a spawning tournament. I think it'll be post-spawn. So I'm looking forward to Dustin Connell going out there and showing us how those big fish can be caught. You know, he's not afraid to throw some big baits. He threw some big baits over the last couple tournaments. If he can, you know, he landed on that blueback bite, and you know, top 5 finish on Murray. He's got momentum. So, and I think he has all the tools in his bag to catch them. So, those are my picks for this week. I'm really excited for this one. Love the Heavy Hitters event always. It's fun to watch, seeing all the big fish, and you know, how they do what they do. And so you can learn a lot from this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching along. If you like this type of content, or you like some of the other content on my channel, please make sure you like, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. It helps me get further reach so we can build the channel. If we can ever get this thing up and off the ground, and where we're getting into monetization area, I would love to add more and more and more, and figure out a way to kind of do this for you guys all the time. Make sure you guys are leaving comments. You know, engage with me. What your picks are, what you like about my picks, what you don't like about my picks. You know, hell, I don't care if you just get on there and tell me you were full of shit. You know, I don't care. I'd like to have some good banter back and forth with you guys. If this is something you guys are into, and the other content, if there's something you'd like to see, or anything of that nature, just leave a comment. Let's have a conversation. So, thanks for tuning in to Fowler and Friends Fantasy Fishing Series. This is Justin Fowler casting off. We'll catch you next time.